Virtua Fighter! Hello, welcome back to another figure review. Today I'm gonna have a look at the Figma Virtua Fighter. Weird ass number. I just wanted to point it out. What is like SP688? It's 4 licensed by Sega. Why is the 4 there? Anyhow, it's Figma, it's freeing, it's Akira Toriyama. Actually, no, it's Akira from, that game. This is a very, I won't say long-awaited figure, but this is something I'm definitely excited about because it's different. Because they went back and took the old-ass Virtua Fighter 1 classic polygons that looked like crap, but back then it was 3D was the future and we were all impressed. And they made a figure out of it. And quite frankly, I cannot wait to get him out of this box, so I will! Let's go! And he has risen from the depths of the Mega Drive and the Saturn, and like 32X CD on all those crappy add-ons for the Sega Mega Drive. But anyway, here's Akira. Hello. Ohayo gozaimasu. Let's look at the size of this polygon masterpiece. So he stands about 14.5 centimeters, which means he's a little shy of 6 inches. Now, overall likeness, I don't really cover that much, really, because the overall likeness is great, but I seriously went back and looked up some pictures of the original polygon version, and let me tell you, they did an amazing job. This is just how it's supposed to look like, and it looks janky and stuff. The proportions are somewhat weird, and we'll get to the big ass hands. These hands, the fist hands, look kind of normal, but the other hands just look fucking weird. But that's how it looked like in the original game. So there you go. Let's see. There's not really that much detail going on because, as I already mentioned, this is from an original Sega game which had very limited power. Well, I mean, it has blast processing, of course, but I guess not blast enough to make great 3D characters. But anyway, it was one of the first, alright? It was ahead of its time and all that stuff. So the face looks very good. They did this beat on the Payne there and everything. Kind of want to point out that this is only painted on and not molded on the wristbands, which, again, is supposed to be like that because back then they didn't have enough processing power to make texture in here or just really extra polygons to make it stick out. No! At the belt with the lines. I think in the original he had like weird lines going on in his back though. Oh, that's really just a minor thing. And yeah, that's Akira. Let's get to the articulation. First of all, the head is on the double ball combination, so we have a ball over here and you have a ball in the head. He gets limited articulation if you just kind of peg it in. Goes around all the way, goes back a lot, and doesn't really go forward. However, you can pull it out to get more motion, so you can kind of go forward a little bit more. And if you're done with that, if you don't want that jankiness, of course go side to side. But of course, if you don't want to see the double ball, you just kind of push it back down, and there you go. So you have also articulation in the neck, wiggle motion, forward and back a little bit. Isn't super great. The shoulders, I like what they did with the shoulders. Again, it has the same double ball combination, big ball over here going into small one. So it rotates all the way, goes forward and back a little bit. And they left a whole lot of room over here. So at first I tried to move it up and I was like, it doesn't go up far, right? No, you kind of press it down a bit and you go up further. So there you go. What I don't really like about the overall look is the elbows. It's just like they made this huge hinge over here. And by the way, it's all kind of flesh toned. It's not the exact same tone as the figure, but close enough. Yeah, you have the big ass hinge over here. It doesn't really look super great, and it doesn't really move that far up. But that's them's them polygons. You don't have enough polygons to go up higher, and there you go. So then you have the fist rotates around. It isn't blocked by anything, so it's just super easy to get that to spin around and forward. And just like wee, forward, backward, and all the way around. So that's great. By the way, this entire gi, we're back at the word gi. Gi is my new favorite word. This entire gi is soft plastic. But it gets harder down there. But it's still kind of soft-ish. So you can rotate it around. You got the belt piece, which has a bit of a different color. Which it should. Just pointing that out. But yeah, it can wiggle around left and right. Forward and back. It's not really pretty though. It leaves a bit of, well, I mean, leaves a little bit of a gap depending on how you move them. But it gets a very good job done actually. Of course, it moves around at the top part and at the lower part. So as you can tell, it's like you can bend them quite far. Like, ugh, that's brutal. Let's have them go forward again. So yeah, there you go. As I said, rotates down, also wiggles down. Do you have the floating piece over here? This entire piece, like the lower part of his gi. The gi! Okay. That's soft plastic completely, so it lifts up, doesn't get in the way, and as I said, it's floating, so it's not a problem. This is let's see. This is glued on there. Very proper job actually. It kind of looks like it's molded on there. Maybe it is molded on there. I think it's molded on there. And there's some glue, but it's very clean, very good conversion. Bonus points for that. So then the legs get full range, goes forward, gets some kicking in. That's amazing. Especially for, of course, a Virtua fighter character. Gets amazing motion. Forward doesn't go as much for backward, but still a lot. Goes out to the side and kind of rotates around a little, rotates around and off. So you have the ball over here and the ball in the leg. And then we get to the knees. Yeah, those look good. There's still a little bit of a gap over here, but I'm not really complaining about that because they molded a nice little knee joint over here. Well, it's not really a joint, but they really molded the knee nicely, and it looks good. The conversion looks pretty damn good. I guess the overall look of the figure, just the overall look of the 16-bit Akira helped making that possible. But yeah, good job on the knee. So then we got nothing going on here, but you got the ankle rocker stuff. Goes inside. Hold on, I can do it better with this one. Goes inside, wow, all the way, and outside. Because there's nothing blocking it, of course, you get a ton of motion. And you can just get a lot of cool poses with this guy, which is very welcome because he's a Virtua fighter character. You want him standing around kicking and screaming. Speaking of screaming, let's have a look at the accessories as I pop his fist right off. Those are very tiny ball joints though, so be careful with that. I don't think they're gonna break, but they might, so yeah. Accessories, let's go. So of course you got the usual suspect. You got your Figma base with your Figma stuff all in there. And you got your Figma back. You can put the name over there. There's the Figma back, trademarked. And then he comes with a different face. There we go. The yelling face with the weird ass coloring in the mouth. That looks fucked up actually. It looks like something out of a horror film. But yeah, that's the different hat he comes with. The one yelling. Kinda unclean on the Payne a little bit over here, boys. But still, it looks cool. He comes with a couple of hands. And as I said, those things are huge and they look so weird. But it's supposed to look like that. So I got the chop hand, your open hand, and your grab hand, like kinda, well, not really grab hand, just like fighting poses. Because he doesn't have anything to grab, he doesn't have anything else in this. Different faces, a different head, and different hands. Look at this, the hand is bigger than his fucking face. Oh my god. But yeah, that's all the accessories. Okay boys, time for the final thoughts. One more thing though, he has great stability by the way. I do not have him on the base, and he's kind of like janky forward and stuff, and with his legs spread out, and he's taking a pretty good stand, and now he's trying to fall over just to make me look like a fool. But anyway, final thoughts time. What do I think about this figure? Well, I mean, as a video game fan, as a fighting game fan, you might want to call me biased, but I don't know, there's nothing bad about this. This is great, the articulation is great, the look, They captured it so well, and it looks so stupid, but that's part of the fun. That's the whole point of this entire thing. So I 100% recommend this one if you like this design. If you don't, you know, like this old ass looking polygon dude, then of course not. You might not want to get this, but this is, again, this is something heavily unique. I mean, just recently I reviewed some of the Ninja Turtles. I talk about big turtles, and now I have a big fucking polygon dude with giant hands and just looking weird as hell. But that's the deal, and that's great. I love that. More variety. Thank you very much, Figma. And it's gonna do it for this review. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, you might want to hit it up with a like. And maybe subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more gameplay stuff, figure reviews, and whatever Akira wants. Okay, that sounds terrible. Goodbye.